Hi, my friends and family, and welcome back to the show. And if you're new, this is Trey's Timeless Myths and Tunes channel and my show, Trey's Timeless Now. And today, I've got a painful topic I know way too much about. 20 years in Santa Cruz. Is your fake identity politics a roadblock to awakening? There are times it seems that all the world's asleep. The question's much too deep for such a simple boy man. And my goddess, I know this sounds absurd, but can you please tell me who I am? Who I am? Who I am? Is your fake identity politics a roadblock to awakening? Most humans would like to fully wake up, naturally, from the soul-sucking zombie slave matrix, prison wage slave reincarnation trap, and become an enlightened being, capable of full freedom and total awareness. Yet, why is it so few actually become truly, fully enlightened? Why is that? Was it cultic dogma and their masters' strict rules to play? Usually was it their childhood, former roles, sexual identity politics, epigenetic factors, and unwillingness to face their shadow and do the shadow work? Obviously. I once had the Illuminati program that I had to single-handedly save the world with my music and die killing myself on alcohol and drugs at age 27 in the process. Carlos Castaneda taught to erase personal history. Reading this in my teens and 20s and 30s, I thought that's a rather crude way of saying it, an unskillful, as the Buddhists would say, an unskillful way of saying you must transform your past. However, when I got further into reading his material, I learned that he does it in a much more skillful way through what's called, as I've said before in previous transmissions, reframing and recapitulation. It's one of the whole paths he was on, the Toltec path of recapitulation, or in other words, soul retrieval, shamanism, where you get the parts back. Otherwise, you are a lonely intergender, for example, suffering from psychosomatic and often predator entity possession. These arise from your thoughts about yourself. It happens to me. It happens to everyone. It's part of, again, Lucifer's idea of what humans should have to go through. It has been said by Lisa Renee and Andrew Bartzis, for example, that you must fully let go of your childhood identity, the wounded, obedient, worried little separate self, all full of your past failures and all holograms of victimhood, lest you turn around and regress to infancy and or slavery, of course. What the false male gods want for you to remain stuck, trapped and hopeless, isolated, a victim of the past. How did shaman's disease become a hook to get, to try to get me hooked, me stuck in dependency from, simply because I contracted Mr. Essay? It is scary, and my mother had been told alternatively throughout life that I am a genius, and at other times that I am a crazy person, that I had the super high IQ that they wouldn't even tell me, and other times that I am helpless. Because even they saw that, it being half Irish, the Celtic mind blossoming, it was threatening. In the mind of the covert or the collapsed narcissist, acceptance by the normal world is more important than even allowing any individuation. Like the Chinese say, you have too many hats. Well, I believe in the hologramic reality, so if myself or you or any of us, you don't 100% or 95 to 105% let go of your past wounds and heal them, it's sort of like you have several holograms on top of each other if you're trying to live your dream with that crap still in there. That's why the shadow work is the key. It's like a myriad of, the dark side have a myriad of stories and dogma and ways to intrusion on us. So because of this, in the world of the narcissistic, the covert narcissistic family, individuation is shunned. Now, shaman's disease has the potential, in this case, of becoming a lifelong disability that will never heal. Just add financial payments and a hologram of a disabled victim, dependency. And this is why many people will never give me a chance to be their spiritual teacher. This is why most anarchists hate me. Conversely, if you're a serious bootstrapper, constantly stressed out in your ego and trying to keep your flesh suit alive and stuck in survival beast mode, and you do not do what you love at all for money, you're probably stuck in the ever popular fake ID of being a financially chained slave. Also, your habits, of course, all physical addictions and even psychological addictions like cannabis, can at times keep you stuck in the past if you're not willing to change. Though truly work and play are essential for humans, and probably in all cases, what are you going to do about this, man? What to do about this? It seems tragically harder to resolve if paper money becomes obsolete next year. But you have to question your ID. Maybe, question what you think you have to do. However, there are many rituals and ways to go. Of course, sooner or later, we all must do the work to even begin to serve humanity and ourselves and earn money or credit by harmonious, equally empowering, awakening works. This is not even in the distant clearing. This is not even on your timeline. If your narcissistic boss, friends, mom, dad, or siblings are allowed to drag you back into the fake ID encrusted dramas of the past, if you believe that shit, if you let those holograms pile on you, if you cannot face we are often attached and addicted to our fake IDs. It's quite sad. If you cannot face the false reality objects in your shadow and do the shadow work, these mental cages will always pull you back down and into their grasp. It's happened to me time and time and time again until I'm willing to face that part of myself. It doesn't help that a vast majority of humans, and of course interdimensional ETs and interdimensional parasite thug predator spirits, are working constantly to keep you stuck in the vampire prison system they feed off. The key is tenacity. You have to be, as I've said, you have to be more tenacious than the devil, if possible, on the side of harmless respect and freedom. The key is tenacity and non-identification with the limited false self, eventually, completely. I am not there 100%, and YouTube shines a floodlight on all of this because it has become a CIA-controlled, competitive, authoritarian business model. And also, the thing I don't like about women is that a woman's shadow, as well as Lucifer and all their minions, will want to identify you with your flaws. They will want to see, identify you. This is the shadow realm, to identify you of judgment. Identify with you with what's wrong with you. You will remain homosexual or like transvestite if you are in the 3%. Like I said before, I believe in my view on that comes from the book The Visions of Lame Deer, where he said 3% of the tribes were homosexual or transvestite. So that has nothing to do with this video. I'm just saying if that's your real part of your blueprint in this life. Keep your plastic driver's license for when you need it, like when the cops pull you over or you got to go to the weed store. Yet reject the idea that you are this card. Your thoughts and your body. You are not your thoughts, you are not your body, and you are not that plastic card. A portion of, if I know who I am, the CIA and YouTube, their opinion is irrelevant to me, okay? Realize you are a portion of the magnificent, infinite creator residing in a flesh suit. A clear relationship with the reality of now is not possible in remorse, regret, fear, and worries. The more discernment and awareness you have, your real identity, the sooner the sooner the roadblocks disappear. You must remember always, you are not a victim. The roadblocks, they're all mirages the devil placed to prevent your spiritual birth. It's so heavy. This is where a lot of humans have become stuck. They can't even be born. Once you take the red pill, there's no going back, as they say, so don't try, or the wounded fake ID will slice you up even more. What role or what was your original goal in life? What was your original blueprint? There really is no place for laziness, cowardice in this path, or the child, narcissism, in the awakened path. Why are cannabis tolerance breaks so hard, for example, or giving up alcohol or coffee or any even plant drugs you might be physically or mentally addicted to? Because you're holding on to that as part of your identity. Forget the past hooks. After you finally forgive yourself, you're hiding, as Leto said, he said, I can hide behind a cup of coffee. You finally forgive yourself for your part in these compromises. Tall order. Awakening, you don't lose yourself, you find it. This is where people get it wrong. But it's a tall order, but in your meditations, in the timeless now, it is possible you can slay the monster you were with. A lot of courageous shadow work. You can slay the tiger or monster in your mind, dissolve the false roadblocks of the fake IDs of Lucifer's world, and really awaken to the free, respectful Christ. That is the real. That is your real essence. And once you begin to get in touch with that essence, the matrix, false hologram, the death grid, it doesn't, you can grow your essence to the point where it can't interfere with your progress. It can strike you again. It can attempt to. If you're not 100% vigilant, if you're not 100% in the mind of the Most High, in reality, the sacred, divine, feminine Christ, you can be tampered with, you see, because it's all a matter of frequency and awakening, okay? If your mind is asleep, or even, again, if you don't see everything in the rear of your mirror, if you can't turn your head 360 degrees, then there might be something behind you. And if you're not willing to do the shadow work and face yourself, then, it can come back in the form of illness, an accident. And only you can do the shadow work. Is your fake identity politics a roadblock to awakening? Well, you can find out by doing that work. If you enjoyed this, if you haven't already, click subscribe. And give me some comments. Let me know what you thought. Give me a thumbs up. And let's make this a better world. Only you can bring about the second coming of Christ within your heart. And harmlessness and discernment and love. Peace, my family.